You ready if I bloody kick it off?
Absolutely.
You ready for this? Oh. Diggs. Diggs, come on.
Sorry, boy.
Good boy. Okay. Sit. He's very obedient. Sit. I'll leave this in.
Just because you got that sketch.
I know. Sit. He doesn't do anything. In Canada, on November 8, 2010, around 9:30 p.m., so way after our bedtime, Dave Warneke,
I'm asleep.
Jennifer Pan, 24 years old, was in her bedroom getting ready for bed. That's when 3 men invaded the house, taking her mother and father downstairs into a basement and tied Jennifer to the staircase banister upstairs. Terrifying.
That's so scary.
They shot her mother and her father.
Oh, my God.
But this case was not everything that it seemed. This, Dave Warneke, is the case of Jennifer Pan. Whoa is right. Whoa. Now, do you know this story?
Never heard of it.
Oh, Dave Warneke, you're in for a story today, I'll tell you that much. You're in for an absolute case of the century. That's funny catchphrase. Really? Yeah, I don't know. Hey, welcome to Not Another Crime Podcast, everybody.
The podcast of the century.
The podcast of the century. Now, Dave Warneke, before we even get into anything else today, before we get into the case, I want to say that you've been on an episode of Willosophy recently, which was wonderful, with Will Anderson.
Yes, thank you. And you were very kind. You listened back to it for me because I couldn't.
You didn't even know it was out when I...
You rang me. Sammy, is everything okay? You said, your episode of Willosophy's out. Because you do record these things a couple of months.
Oh, of course. You never know when something's going to come out. And it was so great because in it you spoke about your Piestagram, which is a thing that we spoke about recently when you came on an episode called The Onion Pie Murder, which is a great episode. And you spoke about your love of pies.
Love a pie.
You love a pie. And I'd never really heard before why you like pies so much. It's the pastry. It's easy to eat. It's portable.
It's on the go. They're readily available. Multiple flavors. You don't get bored. You want a chicken. You want a beef. You want a veggie.
That's right. And so your Instagram is basically dedicated to pies. That's what you don't review them. You don't go, this one's a 2 out of 10.
No, I'm pretty complimentary across the board.
You really are.
Put the effort in to make the pie.
To make the pie, you respect that.
And if it's that bad, I just won't take a photo of it.
Yeah, sure. Have you had some bad ones you haven't taken a photo of?
A couple ones where you're like, this is just pretty rubbish.
This one's pretty. But I'm not rating it. I'm not rating it. But yeah, so you talk a lot about pies, and so you and I recently, after talking on the episode that you came on, G told you about her favourite pie that she's ever had from a place called Donovan's,
which I'd never heard of.
You'd never even heard of, and
driven past this restaurant many times, but never knew that they had a classic pie.
It's an institution. The restaurant is beautiful. It's so nice. It's like a living room vibe, kind of what we're in now, but there was just beautiful pies. And so G told you about this, and you were like, oh my God, I need to try this pie. And you were almost too distracted to continue with the story when you heard about this pie. Now, you and I went on a date recently to go and check out this pie.
We went there.
We were like, we're just going to go. And I wanted to kind of experience it with you. Now, can you tell me about the experience of having this Donovan's pie?
Well, it's fancy. So it's a
very fancy restaurant.
It's quite fancy, isn't it? You go in there and you have to walk through and they say, oh, do you have a reservation?
Yeah, of course. And when you say,
no, I want to sit there.
I want to sit right there where people are already sitting. Move them away. I want to be there.
I'm a big deal.
I'm kind of a big deal in the pie world.
A lot of older people wearing cardigans.
Sure.
You get thrown to your seats. Beautiful. It's on the beach in St Kilda, so it's right on the water.
Yep.
Absolutely fantastic. And
we had the best place to eat a pie, right by the water.
Absolutely. We had a very attentive waiter.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. And, we politely heard the 19 separate specials that they had.
There were so many specials. And, a lot of them sounded great. I can't eat seafood. I'm allergic to seafood. And there were mostly seafood.
I know what you said after, maybe 5 separate fish dishes.
Yeah. I said I can't eat any seafood.
They were like, but do you need some time to go? No. We know.
We don't know.
We want the classic chicken pie. Yeah. And the thing that had really intrigued me when Georgia described it is they bring the pie out, which is what we both had. We both got a pie each.
Yeah.
They bring the pie out. And then they put down the inside of the pie, and then they scoop out from a bowl and fill it up with the beautiful chicken vegetable creamy filling.
Yep. It's like a carbonara, but a chicken carbonara.
Yes, and it was. Yeah, it's the thing to behold. It's quite an experience. Which you're taking photos of me whilst this is happening.
Yeah.
And then we both have our pies. They're fantastic. We also got some fries on the side.
Got some fries on the side because why wouldn't you? We're not idiots.
Yeah. The thing is that like you order the pie and it's not a kind of place where it comes with
no, so there's no side. You just get the pie.
Just get the pie.
Yeah. It's a quite expensive place to go to.
Exactly. It's quite expensive. But you know, it's an occasional place. Yeah. That's right. And it doesn't look that big, but I barely finished it because it was so filling.
Yeah,
so full of chunks of proper chicken.
Yeah.
And then at the end, would you like a dessert? We say we couldn't possibly. And then the waiter says, is there an occasion you're celebrating? Obviously sensing we're on some sort of date or something.
Of course, yeah.
And you said we're here just to celebrate. Pardon me, check the microphone. Celebrate a good pie.
Yeah, I did say we're here to celebrate a good pie. What else would we be here for?
Why else would we be here?
Yep.
And that's when she came back with a lovely sign that said, what is it? Like a handwritten in chocolate.
Yep.
That said Pie Day.
Pie Day. Yeah. With a few lovely little chocolates, but that we were so full at that point that we couldn't even.
There were 4 and I said, can you please have 2 so it looks like I've eaten one as well.
Yeah,
so I just can't.
And I'm not a sweet tooth at all, so I did kind of force myself to have two chocolates to make sure that we actually did try the Pie Day celebration plate.
I feel like it would be a real slap in the face, the effort that she's gone to.
Oh, so funny to say Pie Day. Because they do ask you, obviously there are a lot of people do go just celebrating something.
Yeah, wedding anniversaries or something like that.
But it's so weird though when you just see like kids there on the family just going on a random Wednesday night and they're like in trackies and it's like, oh, this is a very rich family. Because to just eat there just on a whim. I remember someone saying that they saw Shane Warne there just having a many years ago in Elizabeth, was a personality?
Elizabeth Hurley.
Elizabeth Hurley. I was about to say Elizabeth Taylor.
Elizabeth Hurley. A lot of people, not Shane Warne.
Elizabeth Hurley. And, just sitting there just on a random night of the week. Just it's a regular, pub food for them. Just go there. But it is so beautiful and so worth going to for a special occasion. Did was it in the, I know you don't rate pies, I know they're like children to you wouldn't want to call one out, but to you, was it what you were expecting from G's kind of, from her building it up so much?
Yeah, that's the thing is that when something gets built up so much, you think, is it going to meet these expectations? And let me just tell you, G, you're absolutely onto it.
Oh my God.
And I'm happy to call it Pie of the Year.
Yeah, Pie of the Year. Now, you might not remember this, but many years ago, you and I went to a beautiful Italian restaurant and we're having a lovely time, just gorgeous meal. What's pasta between friends?
Exactly.
And we're just having a beautiful pasta meal. Well, we've got some fries as well. And I went to the bathroom and a man came in after me and he said, your partner is gorgeous to me. I was flattered. Tickle pink. I couldn't believe it. They're like, yeah, just assume that you and I were partners, just having a beautiful meal.
I'll take that.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing to hold. Yeah. And you and I were obviously celebrating Pie Day, but it also could have been our anniversary.
It could have.
Now, Dave, before we get into the story today, I do want to talk about something else. You have a stand-up special out.
Yes.
Even hotter in real life.
That's right. And you can... sadly, you won't see me in real life, but I was filmed.
Filmed in real life.
It's almost just as good. The cameras at the Humdinger studio where it was filmed are almost good enough for you to get the full experience.
4D cinema experience.
So you basically watch me and I'm about 1.2 times that hot.
Yeah, that's right. But in real life, it's it'll blow you away. God, that'll blow you away. Now, so the special was filmed quite a few months ago. It was
start of the year, so it took quite a while to come together. That's because I didn't want to watch myself back for the edit. Put it off for a long time.
Was that a hard thing to do, to actually watch it and go, when you watch it back and you're like, oh, I wanted to edit there of the joke that I told that usually I do that a different way. Was it a harder thing to get right?
I even physically said the opposite word that I needed to.
Oh, no.
At one point I said... Sorry.
You said don't welcome to the stage.
Yeah.
Don't welcome to the stage.
It's awful to be here.
Yeah.
You're a terrible audience. No, instead of saying... What is it? Oh, younger. I said older. Or the other way around.
Oh, yeah.
And it sort of kills the whole bit. It's because it's just a setup.
Yeah.
But then I speak for about 5 minutes on the topic. And I'm like, do I cut this out?
Yeah.
But they're so good at Humdinger.
Yeah.
That I just sort of 80-yard when you record a word and they dropped it in.
Oh, that's great.
And I challenge the people at home
to notice if you...
Can you find it?
Can you find it? Can you find all my mistakes? I do sometimes when you do stand-up and you just say the wrong word, and I did it the other night, just accidentally said one word that completely stuffs up the whole joke. And I realised it as I was soldiering through, because it's like I can't just stop and just go, Well, I stuffed that up. So I just kept going, and then it was like, as it was going, I was like, this doesn't make any sense, and I've completely stuffed everything.
Yeah. And you're like, I've got 4 more minutes
I've got 4 more minutes of this. And then, finally got to the punchline.
The big reveal.
And everyone kind of went, oh.
Oh, yeah, you said that.
And I went, yeah, I did say that just before. I really spoiled everything by saying this one thing. But it's very hard to get out of, because I could have stopped myself and gone, that's not what I meant and everything. But it kind of looks like then the audience kind of lose confidence in you. And I'd rather them think that my joke just didn't make any sense than I've really stuffed this up.
Very confident.
Yeah, very confident. Yeah. Which is a pride thing, I think, just going, oh, that didn't make any sense. Anyway, let's move on really quickly from this and just pretend that was a new joke. Not a joke I've been doing for a whole year now.
I'm a great performer. Terrible writer.
But one of the greatest entertainers. I've always got confidence when I entertain. But yeah, that's a very hard thing. So you kind of fixed it. Did the audience at the time notice? Because I remember I saw this live. I was there.
My good mate Jace came along.
Yep.
And afterwards he goes, that was a great show. By the way, you said it was straight away.
Oh, really? Like, oh, no.
Which is good because he pointed it out to me. I had no idea.
Yeah.
So I was just happy to be able to fix it.
Just happy to be here.
Yeah, happy to be there. So it was like that weighed on me for about 4 months going,
oh, my God.
Did I just cut that bit?
Yeah. But so funny as well that someone walks up straight away and says that to you.
Yeah.
Because you also don't need that just after you've finished recording a special.
Yeah, I know. It's like, whoa, I finally did it. I wrote this show 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Done it a million times. It's finally on tape. Oh, I stuffed it.
Yeah. That's so hard when you finally get it down. And it's like I'm thinking about filming my show that I did this year. And the way that I want to do it is because it's quite an intimate, quite a raw show. I thought it would be great if I just do it in one take. So the guy who's going to film it, a great filmmaker, he was like, yeah, we can just do it in one take and everything. And I was like, oh no, that's so much more pressure. Because what if I do stuff up one or two things? And so you've only got one shot. You can't cut around. It's not like you can cut to my hands just really up close, but my hands aren't moving.
The 45-minute mark, you're like, no.
Oh, no. Just because you could just do that one bit and I can't really just start again.
Yeah.
Like I can't just go, all right, let's start the whole thing again.
But you're happy to... you don't want to disappoint the audience. So you want to look like a good performer, terrible writer.
Yeah, that's right.
This made no sense.
This made no sense.
This whole hour show, it built to this line where you went, I didn't set this up at all.
Yeah,
good night.
Yeah, the pull back and reveal where you say something and go, and then I got off the bus. And you go, you never said you're on the bus.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, did I not say that at the start? God damn it.
Quick. Go again.
Go again. Yeah. Well, I got him hot. Say it again. Yeah, it's so funny. But I've done that so many times when you go, oh, it was just a tiny little thing. And in comedy, it's so hard because you go, oh, if I don't set that up correctly or say exactly where I was or one little thing, and the audience just start to go, oh, I don't really know what you meant. Where were you? I would almost prefer it if someone put up their hand during the show and went, sorry, where were you?
And then a bunch of people go, yeah, I'm also confused.
I'm also. Because you don't want to be that first person to go, I was really confused by that.
Yeah, am I an idiot? Everyone else, do I zone out? And it's like, no, I just didn't set this up at all.
Like the Reddit thread. Am I the asshole? Yeah. Sorry, am I the asshole? I don't get any of this. You haven't set anything up. Who are you? What's your name? Where are you from? I don't understand any of this.
Yeah, there should be like every audience member has a button that says confused or something. And if it gets to the 50% mark, you go, all right, stop the show.
Yeah.
What are you confused about?
Like when you're on a plane and you can just press for the
the call bell
on the stewardess. But yeah, you just go, oh shit, what is that? What do you mean by that? Just a one question mark. And I go, oh great, okay, let me explain this.
Your manager comes over and whispers to the area, what's the confusion?
Yeah.
Oh no, so that's right. It's a story from primary school. That's why it's acting. And they go, you missed that.
There used to be a great comedian that I remember years and years ago, and you'll know who I am, I can tell you after, you know who this person is, when he used to always build up his image quite a bit. And I think it is, comedy is all about status in a lot of ways. So you kind of build up who you are as a comedian and everything. And I remember all the time he'd get his wife up the back of the room to like just show him a light, to just be like, you've got to get up stage. And he always used to say every time, well, this is his wife up the back and everything, and he'd always go, sorry, my manager needs me to get off stage. That was such a funny thing. It was just like, you don't need to do that, but I guess you're trying to show the audience that you're very important. You have to get to another gig.
Yeah, sorry, I've got a manager here.
Got to get to my next
gig at the MCG.
That's right. I remember Judith Lucy, one of my favourite lines of Judith Lucy's ever was when she goes on stage, she goes, I've got a manager, but look, even Coles has a manager.
It's so true.
It's like, yeah, you got a manager, whatever, no big deal. Now, Dave, before we get into the story today, what is your kind of history with true crime? Are you a true crime guy? Because you have an amazing podcast, a very popular podcast called Do Go On, and every week you, Jess Perkins, Matt Stewart, take it in turns to bring a new story each week. So it's kind of like this podcast, but a lot more broad. You do lots of different topics.
Yeah, so it's just anything from history, really. Yeah.
And you do sometimes go for true crime. So you do sometimes actually talk about murders and fraud stories, con men.
We've done lots of bank heists. They've been quite popular, especially as live episodes. They love a bank heist.
Love a bank heist, yeah.
I remember once we did a show in Sydney last year or the year before, and we always start with a question to get us onto the topic.
Yeah.
Right? And it's sometimes it's tangential, sometimes very like the answer is the name of the episode because the other two don't know what it's going to be.
Yep.
And Jess was like, what's our favourite type of episode? And in the crowd, people started going, it's a heist, it's a heist, it's a heist.
Oh, great.
It was like we're in a musical or something.
That's so funny.
It's a heist.
Every time, so my podcast I used to do confessions, every time, the big four confessions were always like someone shitting themselves. So I confessed to this online on Reddit. So it'd be someone shitting themselves, someone having sex with someone they shouldn't, and one of the big ones was ghost sex would always be something big.
Ghost sex.
And if I do a live show, I'd always leave that to last because I go, I'd try and get the audience to guess where the confession was going. So it'd be like, having sex with someone they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Ghost sex, someone shitting themselves.
Which of the big three is it going to be?
And then someone would always put their hand up at the end and I go, where do you think this one's going to go? And people just go, ghost sex. It's ghost sex. Just every time. Like a really bad pantomime. Yeah. The ghost sex is behind you.
Like whoever owns the pub is like, what is this show? What is this show?
Yeah.
Why are these people here? It's another ghost sex. And then everyone's like cheering for ghost sex.
Yeah. And because you're doing it in different venues all the time, it was so funny just watching the bar staff just being like, what is this? What did we book? We've made a massive error of judgment. So the heist was a big thing.
Yeah, heists are very popular. And we have done a bunch of big, like Ted Bundy and Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
So a few murdery sort of ones, a few bank heisty ones over the years.
Sure. And they're always like really popular. You always find that those the audience
they are quite. So we do every year. We do a thing called Blocktober.
Yes, yeah.
Where we count down over October, which has become Blocktober, Blockbustertober, if you will.
I will.
We count down the biggest, most requested topics of the year. We do a big poll, and we've also annexed Blowvember as well.
Great.
And
you've got all of them. One day you'll have all of them.
I know, that's right.
Because how long's the podcast been going for now? It's 8 years?
Nearly 10.
Nearly 10.
In November, it'll be 10 years.
Oh, wow. Okay,
yeah, so it's 500 episodes that we've hit recently. And nearly every year there's at least one killer or heist or robbery or something. So they are ever popular.
Ever popular. Yeah. And but something that you don't really seek out yourself. You're not a big true crime guy.
No, though every now and then like there's something in the news and I look into it. Like
it's so fascinating.
So fast, and then I often regret looking it up because it's just like before you go to sleep. Like, have you done the Snowtown killer?
Not yet. No.
Serial killers in Australia, and then recently that one of them was in the news because they were paroled. So I don't know much about Snowtown other than people say it's the bodies in the vault or bodies in the
barrels. Yeah.
So I looked into it. My God,
abandoned bank.
Yeah, it's pretty full on stuff.
Oh my goodness,
and you can't look away once you start reading it.
No. G and I were talking about it recently, is that would be a great one to cover. But as soon as you look into it, the story has so much in it.
Yeah, that's what I was amazed with. There's multiple people both perpetrating and also being victims.
It's a huge story, but we will cover it at some point. There's also an amazing movie about it. I think it's called Snowtown, isn't it? And I think someone said in Adelaide, it was I think Salman Rushdie said that once in Adelaide, said that Adelaide was the creepiest place of all time that ever traveled to, and said that, you know, it's a setting for a Stephen King novel. And because I always thought that Stephen King said that. I always thought that, you know, horror writer, I always thought that Stephen King said that Adelaide had the eeriest kind of aura that they've ever experienced. But it was actually someone, Rushdie, that said that about Stephen King.
So he should set his stuff here.
Yeah. It was really dropped Stephen King in hot water there. You said it, not me. Yeah. But I really want to do Snowtown because I think it's such a fascinating case. But there is so much in it, and it's also a very dark story in terms of, you know, it is about murder and all these crimes, but there is a lot of other things in there that are quite dark and disturbing as well. A lot of different themes that really fit in there as well. So I do really want to do it, but yeah, it's one of those stories that, and I think when something is like you hear about it growing up, it is often a lot harder to cover yourself because sometimes I hear from people like, you know, did an episode on Daniel LaPlante and you know, you hear from people that actually grew up in the same place as them, in a place called Townsend, and you go, oh, right, like you actually have a different experience to that. And for me, I grew up on Phillip Island, and the Phillip Island murder is something that has just always fascinated me.
Yeah, of course.
And you don't really realise that some people don't even know about it. Like, it's not even
but you were like,
you know about.
You've always known it.
Yeah, because it's so close to home. Yeah. So do go and check Do Go On out. But you've also got another wonderful podcast as well, because you love to podcast.
I love to podcast. The other one is
Guilty as Charged.
Thank you so much.
Lock me up. That's what it was called.
See you there.
See you there.
The other one is Book Cheat, where I read a classic book so you don't have to. We're talking 100 Years of Solitude. We're talking Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah.
The Grapes of Wrath.
Yes.
These sorts of things. And I go away, I read the book, and I write my own little summary of it, pointing out some funny little bits along the way.
It's so good.
I get a couple of guests in and tell them all about it.
Yeah, and is there like a book that you've done that you're now like the biggest fan of? Like a book that you didn't even know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I loved two come to mind. One is, there's a mysterious death at the center of it.
Okay.
Rebecca.
Oh, Rebecca, yeah.
By Daphne du Maurier. I had no idea about it. I just knew it was sort of semi-creepy gothic sort of.
Yeah, heard of it but never read it. Yeah.
And I absolutely was gripped by that. I finished that over a couple of days.
And where's Wally?
Yeah.
Big fan of Where's Wally. No words, but God, you can never pick him. Always hiding away. Very shy guy.
I mean, every now and then I haven't read quickly enough, and I'm like, should I just do Where's Wally?
Yeah, just do it. Really good. Yeah. What's the other one?
The other one is The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie.
Oh, right. Okay.
By Muriel Spark. It's it's structurally, it's just about girls growing up in school together.
Yeah.
And then it flashes forward between them as teenagers and them as adults.
Yeah,
and a big incident has happened, and it sort of unfolds as to what that is. And just the structure of going back and forth, I had no idea about it. So,
have you done Atonement?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, that's one of the greats. You know, also About a Boy.
Oh.
Have you ever, I think that's one of the greatest films of all time, About a Boy, but I love reading Nick Hornby. Like, Nick Hornby's one of those authors that anything Nick Hornby does, I just love so much, like High Fidelity and About a Boy. And I recently reread About a Boy, and he wrote it in Hugh Grant's voice. So then when they made the film, it was like, well, Hugh Grant has to play the role.
He was thinking that.
Yeah, he was thinking about Hugh Grant the whole time.
Wow.
Which I don't know if that's really happened a lot, where it's like, you're casting the person as you're writing it.
And imagine if they say,
no, it's not for me. We'll get Danny DeVito instead. Yeah. The next best in line. Thank you, as always, to the wonderful people that continue to leave reviews on this podcast.
We love them.
We love reviews. Leave a 5-star rating, leave a 5-star review, and you can contact me at sammy@justanothercompany.com.au. Leave us a voicemail. All of the links are in the show notes. Follow us on socialmedia.com. Not Another Crime Podcast on Instagram and on TikTok as well. Dave Warneke, you can follow you at Dave Warneke.
That's right. If you want to see those pies we talked about.
You got to see them pies.
Including the one.
Yeah, there's a beautiful series, collage of photos.
A little collage of you and me.
A real beautiful carousel of you experiencing Donovan's pie for the first time.
So good.
Now, Dave Warneke, I am going to tell you a story this week that is set in Canada. In Ontario, Canada, on Monday, November 8, 2010, a young woman by the name of Jennifer Pan frantically called emergency services just after 10 p.m. She told them that 3 unknown people had broken into her family home and tied her up to the banister upstairs. So quite terrifying. Like 3 people, unknown people, break into the house and tie her to a banister upstairs.
And was she asleep before this?
No, so she was going to bed. To bed
So,
at that time. Had been speaking to a friend on the phone and was going to bed.
It's disorientating enough, but imagine if you dragged out of bed, you're like, what is happening?
Oh, absolutely.
But still, it'd be terrifying.
Terrifying. Both of her parents had been shot. In the background of the call, her father can be heard shouting for help. I'm just going to take a quick pause because I'm actually going to play you the 911 call, which I think is really fascinating and adds a lot to the story. And you know what? You can tell me it doesn't add to the story if you want. After that, say, bow, you're actually wrong. Yeah, just do that. I think that's a really fun vibe that doesn't happen enough in podcast. Nah. It's like it's not a quiz show. Nah. All right, so I'm going to play you this. So quite an intense call, really. So you can kind of hear in that call that her dad is screaming out for help downstairs.
Yeah.
She's tied to the banister upstairs and she's calling down.
She able to get her mobile phone or something?
Able to get a mobile phone from her back pocket at that time that we'll go into. So it's an absolute horror story. You can hear Jennifer distressed on the phone and calling out for her father time and time again. And her father is, as you could hear in that, calling back.
And I also got to say that the 911 caller, come on, can you not spell Avenue Road?
Oh, I know. It's like, that's all kind of wild to be
Avenue,
like,
okay, and how about road? How many,
How do you
how many
spell
letters for road?
Yeah.
I don't
put
know.
it in a sentence for me? Yeah. She pleaded with the operator to come as quickly as possible. She had only been able to retrieve her phone from her back pocket.
Gotcha.
And made the call after the intruders had left. So as soon as she realised that the intruders had left, she was kind of like, okay, it's safe now to actually make this call. And she didn't know, obviously, at that time if her father and mother were dead. Jennifer was left tied up while her father was found outside of the house when police turned up. I say turned up, when they responded. I think when you finally turned up.
Oh, geez, here we go.
Outside of the house on the front lawn, having tried to, I think at that time he had he kind of stumbled out of the house, kind of covered in blood, and was trying to get help. He had 2 bullet wounds, one in his shoulder and one in his face.
Oh.
He was not responsive, but miraculously alive.
Right, so he's just sort of passed out on the lawn.
Yeah, but barely alive. So
yeah, wow.
Operators turned up and they went, oh my God, we're going to take him straight away. Police made their way into the house and found Jennifer upstairs with her hands bound behind her back. She was uninjured, but clearly in a state of distress. Inside the house, Bikar was found in a pool of blood. This is a mother, and she was pronounced dead at the scene.
Oh.
As soon as police set Jennifer free, she rushed down to her father as he was being wheeled off on a stretcher. She was inconsolable. The ambulance arrived at the nearest hospital with Hann, the father, and were able to remove the bullets. He was moved to an intensive care unit and his chances of survival were thin. Police were searching for evidence and Police were searching for evidence and tried to find as much as possible right away. The Pan home did not have security cameras. However, the neighbours did, which clearly showed 3 men arriving at the home.
Right, so it does back up the story.
Absolutely. They had walked across the grass and walked through the unlocked front door. Investigators needed to get Jennifer's witness statement right away. So you imagine in that case, she's clearly distressed, but it's we need to, and obviously they need to get it straight away because that would be the most accurate, I imagine, telling of events, what happened. She was the only lead they had to go by. her account would be everything to catch the people responsible.
Yeah, and they want to get onto it quickly, right? Maybe
absolutely.
Stop it
before anything goes cold, or if they strike again. Yeah. Jennifer's brother Felix had not been home, and her father had a very small chance of surviving. Now, I like to build suspense here by telling you the backstory of the Pan family.
Flashback.
Do you like suspense?
I love suspense.
Oh, I'm a big suspense guy. Yeah. Actually, through and through.
On the edge of my chair.
In 1979, Hann Pan, a political refugee, arrived in Canada from Vietnam with the dream of building a better life. So, the Canadian dream. I don't know if they say that about Canada. I know they say the American dream, but I'm not sure. The Canadian dream, of course.
Yeah, they're a bit more casual.
A bit more casual, yeah. He was an experienced engineer and found a home in Toronto. He fell in love with Bich Pan, another refugee from Vietnam who moved in 1980. The two married in a very small ceremony in Toronto. They wanted to start a family of their own and both got jobs at Magna International, an auto parts manufacturer. Now, Magna just seems like in a Bond film or something. Magna seems like a villain's enterprise or something, doesn't it? Yeah,
like a made-up
name.
Magna Industries.
Yeah, that's right. They were extremely hardworking and continued to build the Canadian dream. I've already said that again. I like that I've agreed with myself here.
Trying to get it going.
Yeah. It's my new thing, my new catchphrase. Canadian dream for themselves and soon their own family. The jobs were quite grueling and challenging. You can imagine working in like a warehouse, it would be. They both opted for overtime when they could. The manufacturer was in a hot and nightmarish condition to work, but the couple stuck to it. They soon had 2 kids, Felix and Jennifer. The jobs paid well enough, but the hours were long, and each night they would go home and help their kids with their homework. So even though they're working a lot, they're still like, we need to focus on our kids' education and our kids' future careers. They pushed their children hard, wanting them to do better and better. They would make sure that the children were volunteering where they could too, which would hopefully help them one day to get into a private high school. They wanted their children to have better opportunities, and they did so by working extra hard to ensure they'd be able to achieve that. It was a challenging life, but something they persevered with. They were extremely strict with their children, but they cared so much about them and just wanted the best for them.
A lot of love, but also sounds like a lot of pressure.
Absolutely, which you don't want in your life. Did you have a lot of pressure from your parents?
Nah.
Hey, look at me. That's why I'm here.
Exactly. Look at me now.
Come
on, Mum. Would it have been?
You could have applied a little bit of pressure, thanks, Mum.
Could have been the CEO of Magna Industries.
Of Magna Industries.
Yeah, but here I am.
Twirling your moustache.
Yeah, doing nothing.
Cat on your lap at Magna Industries. All of their hard work eventually paid off. They were able to buy a nice house in a better neighborhood and managed to save over $200,000.
Whoa.
They had saved up enough to buy, so that Hann was able to buy a Mercedes-Benz and a big car, a Lexus.
Okay, I mean, they're in the auto industry, so
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Picked two of the best brands there.
Their greatest achievement was, of course, their children.
Are you sure the greatest achievement wasn't having a Lexus?
I know, yeah. Didn't double check that? I'll double check that fact, actually. Do you want to rethink that?
Oh, and a Mercedes. Yeah, and a Mercedes, definitely better than 2 children.
Called their kids Mercedes and Chappelle. Their children, and they had saved up enough money to be able to send them to private schools that they had already dreamed of. So quite amazing to come over to a different country, work their way up, save as much as they could, work so hard, and be able to send their kids to a private school. Their children did not have to worry about working a part-time job to help. Their parents had saved up enough money to be able to pay for everything. So that's why they're kind of doing the volunteering and everything. They're kind of pushing them just to be able to get into the private school and get a scholarship probably later in life as well. Felix was academically gifted and achieved near perfect scores. He got into a prestigious college and ended up in mechanical engineering, following in his father's footsteps. Jennifer was getting good grades too, but excelled particularly in the arts.
Oh, no.
No. Don't need any of this.
When I did an arts degree, my grandpa described it as a Mickey Mouse degree.
A Mickey Mouse degree, that's great. This Mickey Mouse degree.
Come on. It's no time for that.
No time for that, you mouse. Starting to learn piano when she was really little.
Okay.
And was also on the road to becoming an Olympic-level figure skater.
Wow.
Isn't that incredible?
These are high-achieving people,
Oh,
aren't they?
very high-achieving. A goal that many people thought she had a very good chance of achieving. Just like in my own life, a knee injury ended up quelling her dreams of becoming a figure skater.
You were so close.
Oh, thank you for saying that. So
People
close.
haven't seen the videos. You were
My pirouettes were
majestic
quite
on the
incredible.
ice.
But instead, she focused on her academics and had a dream of becoming a doctor. So she injured her knee and couldn't do that anymore. Her parents were very excited about her following this as a new ambition.
Well, they're pretty happy about the injury there.
No. About becoming a doctor.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Very happy about the injury.
Now she gets to do something serious. Gets to become a doctor.
That's right. They had worked extremely hard and they achieved beyond their wildest dreams. Their success could have been the target of this attack. So that, they had $200,000 in savings. What would be and all these beautiful cars?
Yeah,
as
lovely
well.
cars,
That's
People
right.
trying to steal them.
But also, I love that could become a figure skater, but the backup plan is to become a doctor. There's some pretty high achievers
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
great.
After the night of horrors, so this is the night that it actually happened, police took Jennifer down to the station at around 2:30 a.m. to get her initial statement. They asked her to describe in detail what had happened that night. So this is quite horrible, I think, in these situations. It's like both of her parents have just been killed and you're taken straight down. You'd be...
Yeah, come on.
It's so hard. And obviously for a lot, many, many hours as well. Jennifer explained that everything had started on that day as usual. She had practiced piano and called some of her friends throughout the day. Her father had gone to work and her mother was visiting her grandfather. She made lunch and continued practicing piano. Mid-afternoon, her mother returned home and started preparing dinner for the family. Her father got home from work and they all had family dinner together. After dinner, they all went off separately and did their own things. Jennifer's father, 57-year-old Hann, had returned home a little later from work than usual. He had left a toolbox unlocked and went back to lock it. Don't you hate that feeling when you're like, have I locked that? Definitely locked that?
I locked my toolbox.
So he got halfway home and then remembered and went back.
Oh. And he probably got there and went, it was locked.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. He had remembered he had left it unlocked and headed back already halfway home. He got home at 4:30 p.m., called his brother to go shopping and got home after 6 p.m. and caught up on Vietnamese TV like he did every other night. He had to get up super early each day for work, so always went to bed fairly early. Bich Hann, the mother, would go out line dancing every Monday night, so left for that while Hann got home and went upstairs to work on the computer. Jennifer had a friend over to watch a movie on the living room television. Around 9 p.m, the movie finished, and movie I meant to say, not movie. Movie finished, and her friend.
Name of the movie?
I don't know what the movie was. Let's say George of the Jungle with Brendan Fraser.
Yes.
And her friend went home. Jennifer went upstairs to talk to another friend on the phone before going to bed.
A lot of friends.
Oh, a lot of friends. I imagine you do this every night.
Showing off in this statement.
Yeah,
and then I called another friend.
Then I called another friend.
Called
and then another friend
friend.
called. Then another friend actually called me.
Called me and said I had the best hair she'd ever seen. I said, oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for talking about my hair all the time. Her father was winding down at this point in the bedroom, and at about 9:15 p.m, Jennifer heard her mum get home from line dancing. Jennifer went downstairs and had a brief chat with her mum before heading back upstairs to continue watching TV and chat to her friend. Another friend. I don't know if it's another friend.
A new friend.
I think it's the same friend before, but very weird to also pause on the phone for that long. And go downstairs and go and chat to my mum, another friend. About 20 minutes later, Jennifer heard a commotion downstairs. She could hear her mum speaking in a combination of Cantonese and Vietnamese, as she always did in the house. She never heard her mum talk in English, so she never ever did that at home, and called her father's name loudly. She heard several other voices that she did not recognize. Jennifer then heard footsteps coming up the stairs. She stayed quiet. Her mother, father, and the men were shouting at each other, and she then heard a struggle. Jennifer peeped out of the door, paralysed and not sure what to do. Should she go out and help, or should she just stay where she is? After a short time, she couldn't hear any other noises and thought that everyone had left. She was spotted by a hooded figure.
Cool.
He rushed at her and tied her hands behind her back. He ordered her to stay quiet or he would shoot her in the head. The man checked her pockets and led her downstairs where she saw all the men standing near her parents. The man beside her had a Caribbean accent or a Caribbean accent. Okay. What do you say? Which one?
I used to say Caribbean, but I think Caribbean sounds cooler.
Caribbean sounds
because
cooler.
I don't say it, I think.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you don't say sounds cooler.
Whatever you say, it's cooler.
The hooded man who had led her downstairs pressed her to her knees and demanded she tell them where her parents' wallets and purses were. Hann was pleading with the men while her mother tried to rush to her, but the men pushed her down on the couch, so just pushed her back down and got her to stay there. Her mother was having trouble with what the men were trying to say. They kept saying purse over and over. One of the men started searching the home for valuables. This was the first time that Jennifer got a good look at the men, and one of them was moving around searching for valuables. She described him as a black man with dreadlocks. Jennifer was terrified. She didn't know what was going to happen next. Was this an invasion or something much more sinister? Hann pleaded with the men to let Jennifer go and told them where his wallet was. One of the hooded men led Jennifer upstairs with her hands still tied behind her. The wallet was nowhere to be found. Some cash, they found some cash, but not a lot. The man led Jennifer around to find more cash. She found a small amount of money, but not much. The man then tied Jennifer to the banister upstairs. She heard the men marching her parents down to a basement. She then heard gunshots, 4 in total. Four, yeah, as she heard her mother screaming. The men were heard running up the basement stairs and leaving. As soon as Jennifer heard them leave, she was able to get her phone out of her back pocket and hold it to her hip to call the police. This was at around 10 p.m.
Right, so they searched maybe just her front pockets.
Yeah, that's right.
No phone, nothing.
No phone,
They missed
nothing.
it in the back pocket.
And they're like, yeah, okay, so she could kind of get it out and be able to call by her hip. As I always call you by my hip. Always.
Yeah, and you can tell.
My hips don't lie. If you want the truth, talk to my hips. As I've already mentioned, Hann was in pain, desperately shouting for help. She pleaded with the dispatcher to send people immediately and that the 3 strangers had broken in, stealing money, and tied her to the staircase banister.
Yep.
Hann ran out of the house to get help. Jennifer called out for him, but he decided to go and get help first, running out to his neighbour who also called 911. Hann collapsed on the front lawn with 2 bullet holes, one in his shoulder and one in his face. He was unresponsive but alive and moved to intensive care once the bullets were successfully removed. After Jennifer gave her statement, she went to visit her father in hospital. Everything about her life had been suddenly turned upside down.
Cannot even imagine.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Of course, they were interested in questioning her again as they didn't have any more leads at this point. So everything kind of went cold. It was just like, who were these 3 men? She was sleep deprived and shaken by everything. The robbery itself was very strange. Why were the Pan family targeted? They did have expensive cars in the driveway, but didn't particularly make sense as the house itself was quite modest. It seemed odd to investigators that the Pan family were the targets. The family lived frugally and didn't act like they had a lot of money. So they weren't flashy. Not flashy with cash like you. You've always got so much money coming out of your pockets.
You can see I've got my my Gucci shoes on.
Just throwing cash at me as we talk.
Chanel bag.
I gave you a glass of water and you threw like $100 at me. That should cover it. Even if they were, if they knew about the Pan savings, why would it be lying around the house somewhere? Like you wouldn't just have $200,000 in cash. I mean, I'm talking to you right now. I know that's not true.
Yeah, they wouldn't. I would. But like stuffed under the mattress.
Always under the mattress. The men's faces were also covered, so why did they have to shoot both of the parents?
Yeah, it just seemed that they were going to murder both of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Why were they, in fact, the targets in... Why were they, the targets in the first place? Now, of course, I think they thought that they had killed Hann, the father. But,
shot in the face.
Shot in the
It's
face,
awful.
yeah. The police were not convinced that Jennifer's story added up. For one, why did the man who searched her pockets let her keep her phone?
Like I said, maybe.
Yeah?
Didn't check the back pocket.
That's right. She was able to make the call with her phone, but her hands were tied behind her back. Was this, in fact, possible? How did she reach the phone to make the call? The bindings themselves were cutting off circulation. So how did she open her flip phone and dial for emergency services? So now you think it's like, you think, it would have been a regular, smartphone, but it's like a flip phone.
You're
it's
asking
quite
Siri
harder.
to make the call.
Yeah, that's right. And Siri will always help. That's what's so great about Siri. Not a plug, just love Siri. Investigators had been following Jennifer closely and noticed that her behaviour was very strange.
Well, I mean, it would be, though, wouldn't it?
Of course.
Your
Yeah,
life is
absolutely. Yeah.
shattered.
She did not cry at her mother's funeral while she was standing next to her brother Felix, who was. Also, why did her father crawl out of the house to ask for help without calling out to Jennifer first or seeing if she was okay?
I did think it was weird that he didn't go to her first, but
Yeah.
maybe you're in such a panic.
Sure. Yeah. You don't know how people are going to act in these sorts
Your
of
wife's
situations.
obviously dying, if not
That's right.
already deceased, so you've got to go out there and try and find help quickly.
Yeah. So the investigators decided to question Jennifer again. The family was a little more complicated than you might think. Jennifer explained that her father and she always got along, but in recent years they kind of found her parents had very high expectations of her, and she found it really kind of difficult to meet those standards. And this kind of caused a point of contention with her family. She said he was not an easy father to please. He was very strict and pushed his children time and time again. He wanted Felix to be an engineer like him, and he wanted Jennifer to be a doctor. These were his expectations set out before his children were even born.
Wow,
So it's quite hard, isn't it, to have that expectation already? Imagine with your daughter, you've already decided what she wants to do.
Absolutely. She's going to be an astronaut.
Only an
That's it.
astronaut. Jennifer did not have the grades to please her father. That's why she decided to focus on extracurricular activities like piano and figure skating. She didn't really want to do these things, but felt like it got her father to stop hounding her. Now, did you feel a lot of pressure, Dave Warneke, when you were, did you feel pressure to go to university and kind of please your parents, or?
No, they were pretty cool.
Yeah, they were pretty cool. Because you're in a band for a bit.
Yeah, that's right. They were happy that I was in a band. They were like, they were very nice and encouraging and loving. And
you do what you want.
Exactly. You work it out for yourself, kind of thing.
Yeah. We're not helping.
Yeah.
We're not helping with this. Be a figure skater or nothing at all. Yeah.
Get out there.
After Jennifer's injury, she wanted to become a piano teacher. This was after a figure skating injury. And her family demanded that she become a doctor instead. As time went on, her grades got worse and worse. She was skipping school to hang out with her secret boyfriend, Daniel Wong.
Oh my gosh, so many friends, so many boyfriends.
Oh my God, and secret boyfriends, very cool.
Wow.
Her parents would not allow her to have a boyfriend, and so she had to keep it a complete secret, as they would not approve. They didn't approve of him because he was not Vietnamese, and he was also a small-time drug dealer. I like just putting that in as a small time. Like, what shade? You're just a small time drug dealer.
And that order too, not Vietnamese. That's number one.
That's
number two, he's a drug dealer. But more importantly,
if he was a success, sure. Her father forbade her from dating at all. When graduation day came around, she was not actually graduated. So she didn't actually graduate. She lied about it.
Just hadn't passed.
And bought a fake certificate and pretended that she got accepted into a really good university.
Oh, wow.
She said she was on the fast track to becoming a doctor. So it's a big lie, isn't it, to go, I definitely passed and here's a fake certificate I've made.
Yeah, that's one of those lies that's
unless you're a graphic designer.
Yeah.
You could really make one. I definitely passed as this graphic designer. It's like, it's just the shittest thing you've ever seen. You're like,
hang on.
Did you?
But it's one of those things where it's only going to get more complicated
Oh
than
my
lie.
God,
You're
absolutely.
Like, oh, you got into Harvard, did you? Why aren't you there?
You don't want to do that? Yeah, you just want to do piano? That's cool. Yeah.
Oh, you've deferred it again.
Yeah, yeah. Hann was very excited that she was on a new track to become a doctor and bought her the things she needed. A new phone, a computer, and paid for her living expenses. So very excited that she's going to be a doctor, so he's going to actually help her with all
the stuff. Scrubs, the stethoscope.
Scrubs. Oh my God, everything. Yeah, defibrillator. He believed this would make her focus and not worry about money, so not have to have another job or anything. He ended up renting an apartment for her and a boyfriend, which didn't know that the boyfriend lived there, across town for 6 years. She called home all the time to talk about made-up friends. So you've already discovered this.
Oh, no, they're not real.
Not real. So I guess like friends at medical school. How it was all going.
Another friend is a doctor.
Zach Braff.
Of course, like me.
Isn't Zach Braff from the TV show Scrubs?
Yeah, Zach Braff, the other guy, Turk,
the
Todd.
McDreamy.
Yeah, McDreamy.
And ended up making
Bondi vet.
The Bondi vet. And making up more fake certificates to show passing grades.
No.
Can I repeat 6 years?
6 years. And then, like, Dad's being like, I've got this growth on my back.
Yeah,
a little bit embarrassed about it.
it.
Obviously, you're a professional now.
Yeah.
Could you just look at it
Yeah.
and tell me whether or not I'm dying?
Yeah, let me get my defibrillator out. Yeah. That's not the right...
Let me just resuscitate this cancer.
She then presented her parents with a fake diploma.
No, Jennifer, this is crazy.
They celebrated and hung it on the wall. Obviously, her father expected her to use the degree he had paid for. This proved to be a headache for Jennifer.
It's hard to start faking
It's
going to
very
work.
hard to
And
fake
he's
that.
like, I don't have to pay for your apartment anymore. You're making good money as a doctor.
Yeah. She attempted to buy herself some time by telling her parents that she couldn't find a job right away and would instead volunteer at a hospital without pay until she found something more permanent.
Okay, and they're like, well, it's a bit of hard work, which they respect.
Yeah. Probably do that for maybe 6 months, a year, maybe.
Well, they're not giving you a job, you sure?
Yeah. It's been 25 years.
Want to try a different hospital?
Yeah.
No, this is the one.
No, this is the one. Her parents agreed to keep supporting her, but then her father became suspicious. Who was this McDreamy? He followed her across town to Daniel's apartment. He lost his mind when he found out that she had been lying to him since high school. It's quite a big lie. Sure.
It's a long-term lie.
Yeah. Hann told her that she needed to dump her boyfriend, finish high school, and get her life back on track, or they would disown her. Now, nearly 25 years old, she was reliant on her father for money.
Yeah.
Jennifer returned home. Her father confiscated her laptop or mobile and told her that she was not to make contact with anyone outside the family. She was only going to her piano lessons, but that was going to be it. Jennifer was to finish high school and get a degree as a pharmacist. There was now a clear motive. This made more sense to police than a burglary gone wrong. Although the officer believed that Jennifer was behind it, he did not think that she pulled the trigger herself.
Yeah, because remember the dad has seen three men. That's the thing that really made me think, well, it's what they say it is. It's a robbery or something. Because it's not just her. She hasn't shot them and then gone upstairs and tied her hands or whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
Because there were three guys.
Three guys. The interview soon became an interrogation. Her narrative began to unravel. She forgot when her hands were tied, so she didn't remember when in this whole process that in the invasion when her hands were tied. The investigator asked her to show him how she had pulled her phone out and actually made the call. She did it in a semi-believable way. So not like completely believable, but he was like, oh, yeah.
She starts juggling.
Yeah. Going, okay, you're actually very skilled. And
that's really
about
impressive.
figure skating. I think about juggling. The detective continued to interrogate, but Jennifer did not crack. 2 weeks after the attack, the police asked that Jennifer return for further questioning. This time, they had something up their sleeve. A mobile phone. So that's how she did it. They now had a witness that could testify.
Who?
Her father had woken up.
Oh.
But they didn't tell Jennifer. Somehow, he defied all expectations and he remembered everything. Although, he did have some minor brain damage from the bullets. When he woke up, he was told that his wife did not survive. So imagine that, waking up and hearing that.
Yeah, awful.
He then made a statement that Jennifer was walking freely in the home.
Really?
And talking jovially to the men in the house. Her hands had not been bound at the time when they were being escorted to the basement. So how awful would that be to see that? That image would be so terrifying, to actually see your daughter walking with these three men.
Yeah, and be like, do you know these guys? What's happening?
There was no robbery at all and no mention of a wallet or purse. The detective began interviewing Jennifer and was hoping to get a confession where she would give away the identity of the three accomplices.
Yeah.
The detective tried to sympathise with Jennifer to get her to talk. That's the oldest trick in the book.
Got her a little coffee.
Got her a little coffee.
Put a blanket on her. He's just like, hey, I used to be a kid just like you.
Yeah, sitting at the back of the chair, like backwards on the chair.
He's got his hat backwards as well.
You know, apple and poppy seed muffin? I might have a bit too. Yeah. Apple and poppy seed, is that a thing?
Yeah,
probably. Orange and poppy seed, I think. But apple sounds great too. If you want to send us any, we'll take them. Saying that her father had abused her and that sometimes people respond to that in ways that you couldn't understand unless you were in the thick of it. So this is what the detective is saying.
Oh, he's a bit like, hey. If something like that happened, I'd totally understand.
I totally understand, yeah. The detective asked if Danielle had hard feelings for her father for breaking up the relationship. Jennifer said that it was hard, but she herself thought that she would do the right thing by her father after all this time and break up with Danielle and continue her studies, because obviously she's lied for, 6 or 7 years. Based on the statement given by her father, the detectives knew that Jennifer had not been bound up like she had described. They utilised this knowledge by making up a technology that apparently was available in Canadian homes where satellites could detect movement and where people were standing in their homes. So completely made up this technology. Yeah, we can tell where people are standing. So they would have known that Jennifer was standing next to the men who had broken in. They must have explained it better than I did, because that's not believable at all, because Jennifer actually confessed.
Wow, does she have a lawyer with her at all? Whispering to her?
No.
Hey,
didn't request a lawyer, which I think is wild.
That.
They can't do that.
That's not a thing.
There's like a technology that can actually tell who you murdered. What? Yeah. I don't understand that at all. Isn't that wild?
So you may as well just say if you did.
May as well just say it. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, we already know, so you may as well just say it.
So I find this funny. Like, if this technology was available, I reckon everyone would know about it, not just like a random.
Like, you haven't even seen that on like Law and Order or CSI.
Yeah.
Why would you not know about?
Why would you not know about this? They must have explained it better than I did, because Jennifer actually confessed at this point. She said she had not been truthful in her previous statements. At this point, she had still not requested a lawyer.
Okay.
Which I think is that, I know it makes you look a bit guilty if you request a lawyer straight away, but it's probably good to have a lawyer at this point. Yeah. She then told the detective about how she had actually hired the three men, but not to kill her parents. She'd actually taken a contract out on herself.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
so
interesting.
This is the reasoning behind what actually happened. I always hire a private investigator to follow me.
Yay.
Just so you feel a bit more important.
Yeah, it gives you a bit of an edge. Oh, they're still on me.
Gives me some nice shots of myself as well. Jennifer told them that she had obeyed her father, but after that had felt completely miserable. She was in love with Daniel and now felt completely alone. She said she couldn't take it anymore and didn't want to dishonor her family by taking her own life, so decided to die by homicide. It's quite a huge thing to do, isn't it? To go well, I don't want to dishonor my family by taking my own life, and all the stories and everything that would happen, and what was the reputation of my family be. So she said that she hired these three men to actually go after her. She messaged her boyfriend Daniel and arranged to make it happen. She then got cold feet and decided to call it all off, but the men hired demanded to get paid, and still turned up anyway, demanding money. The hit was never meant to be on her parents.
Right.
The reason they never killed her is that they were still expecting their money. Not only had she now admitted that she had been lying to police, but also that she knew the identity of the three men.
Yes.
This was Jennifer's excuse as to what happened. However, she caught herself in another lie.
Right, because that does get you off the hook, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I wasn't involved in the murder.
Yes.
They did the murder.
They did it all. I don't even know about it.
They just wanted to get money from me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, so I did lie.
Yeah.
But,
Have I done anything wrong here?
Scared for my safety because these people killed my parents, but I didn't do anything.
Absolutely. Yeah, the heat's off me.
Yeah.
She had messaged Daniel about hiring someone to kill her father, not herself.
Oh,
so
they
she
saw
actually
the
sent
text.
Yeah. They suddenly saw Jennifer as a scheming person who had planned this all out. Daniel tried to talk her around and told her to just live with him, but she said she wanted her inheritance. So in these messages, Daniel, her boyfriend, was like, no, don't worry about it. Just come and live with me instead. And she's like, no, I want my inheritance. So she was actually scheming. Jennifer then told the investigators the names of the 3 men.
Okay.
Now, I'm definitely going to get the first one wrong. Let's call him David, but his last name is Mylvaganam. It's Mylvaganam.
Okay.
That's a hard name to pronounce. I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm so sorry about that.
So that's David.
Yeah, that's David. Eric Sean Cardy and Leonard Roy Crawford.
Sure about that one?
I'm sure about that one. I'm definitely sure about the rest of them. Jennifer stood by her claim, but she was escorted into the local jail. So obviously, police have questioned her and they go, okay, you're coming with us. Jennifer had contacted Lenford and promised some of her inheritance once it all came through. They waited that night for Jennifer to unlock the door for them and then signal upstairs by flashing lights when it was safe to come in. So, gone down, unlock the door when her parents were home, flash the lights to make sure that it was all it was all going on. She would then help them stage a robbery. The men that night left with around $2,000 cash, but knowing that the inheritance would come through. The 3 men were arrested. In the end, they were sentenced to life in prison. Sean entered a guilty plea and would be eligible for parole after 9 years. Jennifer was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison.
So she was the mastermind.
She was the mastermind behind it all. Her father and brother both testified against her and testified it. She was also told to never contact her father or brother ever again. And that, Dave Warneke, is the story of Jennifer Pan.
Wow.
So what do you think about that? That's quite an intense story, isn't it? There's a lot of twists and turns in that story, Dave.
She really goes from the victim to
the
perpetrator.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah. Which is insane as well. There's a great documentary on Netflix about it. I think it's called What Did You Do, Jennifer, or What Did Jennifer Do, I think it's called.
Okay.
And it's fascinating because you see a lot of the story unfold, but you also see, Jennifer being interrogated and all of this footage that you just have that, I find in a lot of these documentaries, you find that a lot of this footage is readily available in America.
Yeah.
It's just there, and there's all this interrogation footage as well, which is just insane that she did this and thought that she could get away with it.
And when you watch it at the start, does she give a pretty good performance? You feel sorry for her? Oh my gosh, like we're saying, this awful thing happened.
Yeah.
At 2:30 in the morning, she's taking this, giving this statement.
Oh my God. Well, in the 911 call, you hear. But imagine her father, going out onto the lawn and getting away from her. And that's why he didn't, go and check for her, because he knew that she was actually involved or, the mastermind behind the whole thing.
And I wonder if it would have fallen apart anyway if he had died.
Yeah.
It sounds like they probably would have got, because there were a few discrepancies.
They probably would have,
She'd been lying for so many years. They'd be like, that's a bit weird.
Yeah, scary to think that she could have got away with it.
But maybe she could have got away with it.
Yeah. It's really hard to know if she could have got away with it. But isn't that awful to go, oh my God, that was her plan all along?
Yeah.
And obviously, Felix and the father don't talk to her at all anymore. Poor mum,
awful for them, isn't it? Yeah, like you said, they work so hard.
Oh my God, so hard.
The Canadian dream, my goodness.
The Canadian dream, as I'm trying to get started still. And also, the fact that they had worked so hard for so long. We're really focused on her education as well. And she was just like, nah, not doing this. I'm going to pretend to be a doctor.
She feels like she just really cracked under the pressure and
could
never like tell them the truth because of their
I
expectations.
know, and lie after lie. I mean, and also like to have a fake certificate as well, and like hang that on your wall.
I think surely that's when investigators go, okay, this is next level lying.
That scribble on the wall doesn't really make any sense.
She's been doing it for 6 years.
She says definitely a doctor.
Yeah,
and you're like, I don't think that's true. Yeah,
so you misspelled doctor.
Yeah.
Do they usually do that?
Right. Yeah, do they usually do that? Yeah, it's very strange. Dave Warneke, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast and listening to the story of Jennifer Pan today.
Oh, it's honestly a gripping tale.
A gripping tale. Now, what's going on in the world of Dave Warneke? You got the new special out, so I'll put all the links below.
If people want to watch that on YouTube, even hotter in real life.
Oh God, and he is. I'll tell you that much.
Thank you so much.
But
I still look.
I'm eyeballing you. You look very good on camera. Let's say that. I actually went to the recording.
You did. Yeah. You saw it in real life. Mm-hmm. So yeah, love if people check that out. It's
so good.
50 minutes of a bit of fun.
It is a bit of fun, absolutely. And also, do go on and book cheat.
Yeah, that's right. If you one of the classics, you want to pretend you've read it.
Yeah.
Maybe I've done it. I've done 120 something of the the classics, so maybe.
Goddamn best. And G will be back next week, so please do leave a 5-star rating, 5-star review. We bloody love that. We love people to just review the podcast, Dave. That's what we love.
Yes, it helps.
It helps. And we also want you to, as well as that, share this podcast with a friend and write in sammy@justanothercompany.com.au. Also, you gotta leave us a voicemail. All the links are below in the show notes. Also, you can watch us on YouTube.
People watching right now. I'm giving a wave.
Giving a wave. Look at that. You're gonna see that wave.
Type this time code in, you see the wave.
Yeah. Even hotter in real life. That wave. That wave right now confirmed. Even hotter in real life. So you can watch us on YouTube. Thank you to Oliver Clark for doing the theme music and Tamsin Hayes for doing the artwork. Thank you. We'll see you on another crime podcast next week. Dave Warneke, thank you so bloody much.
Thank you. Let's go get another pie.
Let's go and get another beautiful, beautiful pie. Goodbye, everybody.